And today I think we're going to talk about maybe getting the car ready for the road trip, or maybe you don't want to get the car ready for the road trip. There's some other
Man, oh
options, right,
man,
Dave?
it is that time of year. I had 3 vehicles in my shop that people had to have, they came in on Thursday. Hey, I need an oil change. I'm going out of town this weekend. With the car? Yeah. Where are you going? Oh, New York. Okay.
Perfect, right?
So people come in a last minute and they always ask for an oil change, and I think it's just that they're hoping for that little last look before they get out on the road and a little feeling of, okay, everything on the car is okay kind of stuff.
I could hear that phone call go, I think I'm supposed to change my oil every 3,000, and it's about 3,000 miles to New York, but gosh, I haven't changed it in 10,000, so I really need to get it done, right?
Got to be done, right? That oil is turning into like really thick soup. But yeah, the last minute, pulling in the shop to get, to get the vehicle serviced. And the modern cars are pretty good. I mean, if a car's got less than 80,000 miles on it, there's really not much that's going to go wrong on a road trip. I mean, yes, tires. Tires are going to be the issue. Do you have good tires on the car? That's a big deal. Tires are something you can see yourself. I mean, if you got any sort of, hey, take a look at them, see if there's tread on there.
And not just round and black. It's
not
not
round
just
and
look
black.
at them. I mean, we have to really know what we're looking at a little bit, right?
And the thing about tires is when you look at the tire from the outside, standing next to the side of the car, that looks pretty good. I can see some tread on there. But one thing we're not really seeing is the inside edge of that tire. So on the front tires, what you can do is turn the steering wheel all the way to the left or all the way to the right, so you can see both the inside and the outside edge of the tire. And everyone knows about the old penny you used to stick on the tire and see if it was up to Lincoln's head. And now we've moved to the quarter as we've become safer about tires. Stick a quarter between the treads and it should hit the head of George Washington.
Yeah, well, and if it doesn't, you're already...
You're way below.
The
head is where it's time to go tire shopping.
Yeah, exactly. Tire buying. Not even shopping. The shopping better have been done.
I looked at a vehicle this week, 145,000 miles. This was a Nissan Pathfinder, and this is the one literally going to New York. So that's a big, long trip. Now, we're talking about a car that's much older. There could be more going on with it. And there's different parts of the life cycle of a car. And when you start getting up there in mileage like that, the car needs more attention and you need to get to the shop. The point here is not the day before you go out of town. The point is 3 weeks before you go out of town.
Yeah.
Because anything can go wrong, even just getting an oil change. If somebody left something loose or something like that, that's something that could screw your trip up. And, our vacation time is very valuable. We don't get a ton of it.
Well,
so
yeah,
you don't
it's like calling the hotel the night before you're ready to hit the road. Hey, Disneyland, you got some rooms for tomorrow? Probably not.
I try that all the time. I'm such a last-minute guy on that.
Right, I always say if it wasn't for the last minute, I wouldn't have any time. Last-minute Larry here. But it's true. You got to plan these things a little bit. Get in, because like Dave said, we all make mistakes. We are human beings working on cars. Something can get left loose. We know it. We always tease Bob McClay. He just halfway on his vacation decided to stop in for an oil change.
For an oil change, and there was a problem.
And they screwed it up, up in Flagstaff or something. So we want to have room. You got to have some time. You got to have a little margin of error. Maybe we do find a problem with the car that really needs to be fixed. Maybe a part needs to be ordered, something like that. So and then we want to drive it, and you want to have, 3 or 4 days? Just to make sure. And chances are 99.9% of the time there's not going to be a problem after we work on the car.
Wait.
But Murphy likes to work overtime.
Yeah, you guys are almost perfect over there. We're not that good.
Just about, Dave. About.
But yeah, get it done, 2-3 weeks in advance. And the other thing too is if you got an older vehicle, and this is something different you can do. If you got an older vehicle, you're going to run out to San Diego for a week. And, the car's really, kind of behind on maintenance and some stuff. I don't want to ruin my vacation by having a car break down. Go rent a car.
Or you know what, though, even so, Dave, my wife always wants to talk me out of it. We have an excursion. It's bigger than we need. We don't tow anything with it. We're a family of 7, roughly.
Yeah, you do need a school bus. That thing sounds like a school bus.
But my point is, I can fit in a Honda Odyssey. I mean, we can get a 7-passenger vehicle, okay? And every seat has got a butt in it, and there's not very much room for your luggage and everything. So maybe it's not only that your car is older, but maybe the older car, but now you fill every seat with a butt. You put suitcases in the surfboard or the kayak or whatever the other things are in the ice chest and all the stuff to be gone for 2 weeks or a week. That vehicle now is maxed out.
Mm-hmm.
It's at the end of the brakes. It's at the end of the acceleration. Try pulling that grade coming back from San Diego where
Oh,
they've got
yeah.
the water stations in a car that is run on the limit. So
We just had a 3-day weekend, and what happens at my shop after a 3-day weekend is my parking lot is full of cars that were towed in over the
yeah.
weekend.
So the point is, go rent a car. I don't know if you said that or not, or if I cut you off. Go rent a car. You get a brand new car. It's got some technology maybe your car didn't have. Now the bad thing is you're going to go want to buy a new car afterwards maybe. But you know what? Enjoy it. Spend a few extra bucks. Get it. Try and get that into the budget maybe. And use the rental car. And you got lots of room. You've got some spare luggage space. A brand new car. You're sure nothing's going to happen with that.
I don't even spend my vacation in Blythe. I just don't.
No.
It doesn't sound like much fun. I mean, I hear it's nice this time of year, but it's just not, San Diego
and
is
hot.
so much nicer.
Right.
I want to get all the way there. That's for sure. So tires are a big deal if you're kind of that 80,000 miles or less kind of situation. Obviously, your car, if you're going in and getting regular maintenance on a relatively newer car, I'm not overly concerned.
No.
But it's the tires kind of thing. But when your car starts to get up there 100,000, 120,000, 140,000, yeah, it needs to be looked at. Someone needs to go over it with a fine-tooth comb, not because we want to necessarily fix all the little odds and ends. It's like this Pathfinder that we looked at this week. The only thing that was really bad and wrong with the car was a U-joint. We talked to him about the fact that his shocks on his rear hatch didn't work. We said, these are comfort items. And so I gave him a list. These are comfort items, and these are things that you need to have. And so he just made a decision from that. But
it took 2 days to make a decision, I think. Maybe we shouldn't be talking. Maybe he's listening. I don't know, Dave.
But yeah, so that's the point is don't do last minute on that deal because it's just going to cause stress and vacation is not, you don't want to make it stressful because there's so many things going on and the day of work before you go on vacation and the day when you get back from vacation, those are the 2 longest days of the year. I mean, because you got to make sure everyone's making all the balls that you have juggling in the air, you got somebody to cover for you. So that's a long day the day before vacation.
The other thing that would be a nightmare, you can have a cooling system problem and people are going to drive the car and that's where they're going to ruin the car because they're desperate to get to the next exit or something like that. That's the catastrophic failure. The tire, of course, is a big safety item. The last thing that you're going to be that guy sitting in Blythe or in Yuma just with the look in your face like, my wife is going to kill me, the kids all hate me, is the battery. Do not leave town without having your battery tested. I know we test them at my shop on every time we work on the car. Dave, same thing. The batteries can cause all kinds of weird other problems besides not just having your car started. So interstate batteries, when it's time to get a battery, interstate batteries are you can get them warranted anywhere.
Yeah, if there's
nationwide.
a problem over in San Diego, there's an interstate dealer there. I can guarantee you that.
There's probably one in Blythe, I bet, too, because
Blythe carries interstate.
They are
so
there.
That's the reason for the interstate battery. But it's one of those things. If you've got a battery that's over 2 years old, batteries last 3 years. 2 to 3 years are kind of, these testers that we have will predict, hey, we have a problem. We'll test the battery, and the tester will say battery's bad. Well, but it starts the car.
Right.
But it says battery bad. So they are predictive as far as, hey, we're starting to have an issue or we're starting to see an issue. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean it doesn't start the car, but it may be worth going and getting a new battery if you're at that 2.5 year mark because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.